Talk, back with another episode of It's All Black and White. It's Tranmere away. George, are you feeling confident?
I was feeling confident until you copied my my shirt. I was thinking, oh, wear a nice shirt today. Tom's copied it, so not too confident now. Yeah,
I'm designated driver today. It's an interesting one. I mean, the fan base is not exactly happy with how things have started, but it could have been a lot worse. A deflected goal, 82nd minute. Last weekend we could have got 2 wins in a row, but we haven't. I've got a question for everyone. This is my question for this week's episode: is who's your first ever favourite Notts player? Who's yours?
I'm gonna go with quite a funny one. We were talking about this just before. I'm gonna go Stallard. I just vividly remember Stallard being like the standout when I first started going down to Notts. So I'm gonna go Stallard. David Pipe, honourable mention.
I'm going Paul Heffernan.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, Paul Heffernan for me. Whoever your first favourite Notts player was, whether that was recently, whether you started supporting recently and it's Langstaff or it goes way back, let us know who it is. Drop it in the comments, and we always like to read all those. That's our question for today's video. We're going to get driving to Tranmere now. Sat-nav's saying about 2.5 hours, so should make it in plenty of time. And maybe we're hoping to see Ben, who has been on the channel a few times with us. Just pulled up. Drive was decent actually. Not as long as the opening game last season, so it's good. Just popped in to grab some food. They've gone in to get some food as well. Team news is about 5 minutes from being released, so we'll get their thoughts. Jordan, George and Brent's with us today as well, so we'll get their thoughts on the way to the ground. They're going to park up, as I said, maybe see Ben. I think today's It's weird because 6 games in, you say it's a must win. It's not a must win in terms of points. Like, there's teams that are languishing down at the bottom, your Cheltenham, your Shrewsbury's, that are just desperate for points. It's not so much that. It's more just to get faith in the system that Notts have employed. This technical board, need faith in that. The players who bought in, some hit, some miss, need faith in that. Patterson, need faith in that. It's just convincing. We need convincing. If we draw today, it doesn't feel like it's a fantastic result, but we'll have gone 3 unbeaten. 2 at home, 1 away. If we win today, you've gone 3 unbeaten with 2 wins, so you never know. Team news out, unchanged. I've just said before I got back in the car how much of a big fixture it is. Not necessarily in terms of points, but in terms of getting people on side with the management and the players. Unchanged, is that good for you?
Yeah, I think so. Put in a shift, I think, in the last couple of games. It'd been nice to get a win against Bromley, but unfortunately we didn't. And to be honest with you, I don't really see what much more he can change. I think we'll definitely see Jatta off the bench, get some minutes into him.
Yeah, definitely.
Get some game time. In terms of the performance today, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, you're still going. You was it a 1-1 prediction? Yeah, I agree. I promised it. I promised it all video. Got Ben. If you watch any of the Cambridge perspectives, you know Ben. We love him on the channel. We just had a very, very long talk about how things are going at Notts at the minute. Team's unchanged. I've chatted to George about the team, but in general, because we haven't had you on for a couple of weeks, how do you feel things are going, Ben?
I just don't know where we are. I don't know who we are, and I don't know where we are. So I'm kind of hoping for a bit more evidence today. It's the same team. Where are we? Yeah, I genuinely don't know. We could win this game 2-0, we could get beat 2-0, and I have no idea.
I want to come away from the game finally thinking, because I didn't against Shrewsbury, because I've said this on the channel, they were so bad.
Yeah.
I want to come away thinking okay, so this is what we're in for this season.
Yeah.
This is how we're going to go for it.
Yeah.
I want to see Palmer build on another good performance. I want to see Saruda play well. I want to see Dennis, even if he doesn't score, have more chances. Just something that we know there's an identity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Identity, I think, is the word. I think that's the thing that we're all kind of struggling to find. Do you know what I mean? And we've had a strong identity for a long time, and that I think we're all after that.
I've gone 1-1. George has gone 1-1.
I'm going to be Benny positive. I'm going to say we're going to win this game 2-1.
Dennis?
Yeah, it's going to be Dennis and the boy Nicky.
Cheers, mate. atmosphere in the away end. George will be joining me at half time, but you can check out his match reaction at the end of the game, literally instantly after full time. So go and check that out. That'll be in the description of the video. But yeah, we're about to kick off. Matty Dennis to kick off. We need a win, big time. Interesting start. Charlie Whittaker's won a header in the Notts box, which upset a few, including myself and George. We've got a corner. Some good work. I think Eel Pender won us the corner. Let's put this in. So 5 minutes in. Started with the run up. Oh, I think it's Matty Palmer taking the corner. I love a goal from a set piece. We've conceded a few this season, so let's see what happens. Everyone up bar Nick Cerula, who's sort of 30 yards from the Tranmere goal. Ref is getting involved in some.
He wants to save himself for his Brazil call, doesn't he?
Nick Cerula, yeah, what a player! Championship standard, no doubt. Top level championship. Good ball in. It's a routine, and it was going to McDonald, but it's been won. It does come out to Cerula, obviously championship quality. And we sort of recycle possession, and it's not really going anywhere. And Barry Cotter passes it out of play into the dugouts, and Patterson's fuming.
Too inconsistent.
And yeah, that's that. This time it's a Tranmere corner, whipped in, good corner to be fair. Eel Pender heads it away. Ooh. When you hear the Notts fans cheer as it's hit wide. No real danger. Neither side's really got a hold of the game so far. We're just over 10 minutes in, and in terms of an away performance from a team that, Notts have got a massive amount of confidence, I think it's a pretty good start. There is zero quality in this game. Neither side can pass the ball, more than 3 or 4 times in succession. Don't know if they've had a shot, don't really know if we've had an effort, but it's still 0-0 and we're 25 minutes in. Another corner to Notts. Seems like this is just a vlog full of corners, but we do well. Barry Cotter gets the ball, tries to cross it, it is intercepted, but it's good play by Notts again. Come on. Not sure who's taking this. It's the far side of the ground. I think it's Jody. Swings it in. Get your head in it. Oh, this angle. You see George was up, thought it was a goal. But it's promising for Notts, They've conceded 2 goals all season. Only MK have got, the same defensive record. But it's good. It's a good start. We look solid and we're not being pushed around. Shot from Roy Patrick, about just over half an hour in. Wasn't ever troubling Roos. It's the only, it's a half chance of very few chances in this game. Nothing really is clicked at any side, but I don't mind that. Let's make it scrappy and go for a second half if needs be. Obviously, I'd like a goal before half time, but the way we're playing, the way the game's set up, you can see why these do concede so few goals. But we've been defensively much better. Ball flashed across the box. Nick Cerula and Jody linking up, flash across. Cotter was coming in, I think, couldn't get the touch on it. But again, positive signs. I'm just watching as Tranmere build up through the defence to the halfway line. But again, we're pressing quite well. We're forcing them to go long. I'm happy with this. Well, no, Tranmere, a game where nothing had happened really at all. Eel Pender needlessly gives the ball away. And it's tapped across and it's a goal, and I don't really think there's much Bruce could do about it. He did get a touch to it, but yeah, 1-0 down. 1-0 down, obviously the mistake there for the goal. What do you make of it?
Boring, innit? We've not registered a shot in the first half. We're not working chances. I mean, look, Tranmere got a good defensive record, but even for their goal, it's preventable. It's preventable. I think McDonald could do a little bit better from the defensive action against Whittaker.
Eel Pender lost the ball, obviously.
Yeah, I think Roos can do better. I mean, the odds are stacked against him with the way that the chances laid out, but he has to do better. He has to do better, and I don't want to keep pinning it on Roos, but it's not just Roos's fault. But I'm finding it hard to have anything positive to say, to be honest with you, from that half.
For me, if we go in at half time playing like that 0-0, it's a good half. but it's because we haven't created much, but neither have they. So we've come away from home without amazing, confidence and positivity. We've limited them to very much, and we can go in the second half. But it's a very fine line, because as soon as you concede, that decent half becomes a really poor half. Because then you can't see where we're going to get back into it, and that's how fine the margins are.
Yeah, exactly that. I think the thing that I find worrying, I think we're early on in the season, so I always give a little bit of breathing space. I'm quite positive anyway, but there's times this season so far where we've played well and we've not come away with anything, or what we should have done anyway, and there's times when we've played bad and we've not come away. It's massively inconsistent at the moment, and if we're not careful, it could get really bad. Like it could. Let's be honest. Look at where we are in the league now. It's worrying.
Gordon on for Cotter half time. Not sure if that's enforced through injury, but I mean, I would have had Gordon start. If you watched the show on Thursday night, I said I would have had Gordon start. Big 45 in terms of fan morale, like I said at the start, getting behind the players, getting any kind of momentum. I know we're 2 unbeaten, but it doesn't feel like 2 unbeaten, does it? Because there's still quite a negative feeling around Medellin, and let's see how this half goes. I think we're going to see Jara at some point, definitely. I think we'll see Bennett. I think we might even see Hall as well. Pendon makes up for that mistake earlier, squares it, and it's a good finish by Dennis. He's scored again. 1-1, exactly what Patterson and the Notts team, the Notts fans wanted at the start of the second half. We're probably 2 or 3 minutes into that second half. 1-1, massive. And we're going again. Notts have got it. Go on, Jody. Jody loses it, but, fantastic. Notts a little bit more on the front foot. You can hear Jatta is on. I think Eo Pendon's coming on. He's just got the assist. I'm just waiting for the numbers to come up. But it's early to introduce Jatta. Patterson must think we're on top. Let's kind of capitalise on it. But Eo Pendon's walked from the right-hand side. And he is off, gets a round of applause. Yes, he was at fault for the first goal, but he has got the assist for the second. And it's looked good at the start of the second half, but here comes Jatta. Come on! Just like that, Jatta flicks it back here to Dennis. It's 1-on-1. You think he's going to score? He's got to score. And it's a good save by the keeper. And it falls to Gordon. You think just control it, don't you? And he does. Yeah, you just think don't see it coming. Where's that come from? 2-1 up. What's going on? Tranmere really trying to have a go at us. But I'm about to film this. Dennis picks it up and falls down. It's going to be a yellow. Yeah, well done, ref. The ref's been good today for both sides. Tranmere, they've made a change. They're really trying to press onto us. They're trying to, force it. But we've got 2 strikers on the pitch now, and this is, last week when Patterson talked about having 2 strikers on against, he wanted to put 2 strikers on against Bromley when we were in the lead to stretch the game. He's had the opportunity to do it now, so let's see how it works. But yeah, Matty Dennis, outstanding. I'd have backed him to score that 1-on-1, but at least we scored after it with Gordon. Jody tried that well. Nick Sruler doubled up on him, got back and blocked across for a corner. The corner is swung in, and it is, and Jody nicks it past his man, and I think he's away. Go on, he's past his man. That's a foul. Play on. That's got to be a booking. We're away. We're 2-on-1, if not 3-on-1. That's a yellow. It's never going to be a red, but it's very cynical. Jody did excellently to hold him off in the first place, but he was hauled to the floor. 2 huge chances for Tranmere. Yeah, Patterson is going mad because a Notts player was hauled to the floor. Did you see? Someone's happened on the touchdown here, but a Notts player was hauled to the floor. He goes across the box. I don't know if Bruce gets a touch with his feet to keep it out, or a Notts defender gets a touch. It then falls, and it's like, to their player, can you find a space that's not occupied on the line by a Notts or Tranmere player and squeeze it into that space? And he can't. He puts it wide. I couldn't see from where I was just how far wide, but we're living dangerously. Yeah, Patterson's getting a yellow. I mean, I got to agree, there was a Notts player dragged to the floor, if that's what he is going crazy about. "85 minutes in, and Mario Pasha's just turned about 3 Notts players inside out, and then McDonald's cleared it, but he put the cross in, clear it! Oh, Tranmere fans thought that was a goal. It's hit the side netting. 85, massive last 5 minutes. 6 minutes added as Matty Palmer's down. Looks like he's got a nosebleed from a collision. 6 minutes. I do feel like we will just drop in for these last 6 and just try and weather the storm. We'll see. Maybe we can hit him on the break. Try and put the pressure on. Ball goes in, cleared. It looks by Jatta. Come on. We've got to be in like the 95th minute. At least here, Tranmere putting a bit of pressure on. Nodded on, and Ron McDonald clears. We've really got to hold on. It's gone for a Tranmere throw, which is going to be a long throw into the box. I think they've gone short because no Notts player picked up. And Jatta wins it. Got to be about a minute left, maybe. Corner. Tranmere, of course, as they're putting the pressure on. Seconds to go. Yeah, keeper's up. Oh no. And we saw Bromley score late-ish in the 82nd minute at Med Lane last weekend. Please don't. It's whipped in, get it away. There's a lot of tussling going on between both players in the box. Keeper's still up. Yeah, keeper is still up, clear up. But Joffrey wins a header. What is Roos doing? That's as close to a penalty as you're going to get. What is he doing? He's gone straight through the back of their goalkeeper. That's a penalty, is it not?
I think it is, yeah. He's got to be careful.
What is he doing? Oh my God. Like George said, on a yellow for kicking the ball on the pitch to waste time about 10 minutes ago.
It's 2-1.
Oh my gosh, I think that should have been a penalty. I'd be going mad if that was not. Tranmere fans going mad. Got another corner. If they score here, it's going to erupt. We've got to be careful not to give a penalty away. Back in, get that away. Smash straight to Jatta. Well, the ref had gone full time then, he's not. Conor Grant forces them to kick it in the air. There's no goalkeeper in the net. Hits it. Gordon kicks it forward. That's got to nearly be it. Player ratings after we have beaten Tranmere away from home 2-1 after being 1-0 down at half time. Feels good to win an away game. Obviously Newport, we probably should have been outside in the first half. Barrow was gutting a couple of weeks ago. You know, we let that late goal in. Very, very late goal with 10 men after Dennis had equalised and seemingly got us a point. But we have got ourselves 3 points at a tough place. These are I know they played one less game because they had a game postponed because of an EFL Cup game they had to get in. But these are conceded 2 goals all season. And first half, you saw why they conceded 2 goals as well, because defensively, we couldn't really get near them in that first half. Second half came out a completely different side. Whatever Pato said at half time had worked. So player ratings then. Roos, George at half-time said he thought Roos could have done better with it. I disagree with that one. I also think he made a save with his feet in the second half from the corner, which you would have seen me talk about earlier in the video, where there was a bit of a scramble in there, and then they ended up putting it wide. He claimed a few things today. He punched a few things that he couldn't. I don't necessarily think he could actually have claimed. And I think for someone that's, I feel like I bashed him, but I do feel like fairly a few times this season. I thought he was actually all right today. Didn't have too many saves to make. You know, their goal in the first half was the only actually opportunity that any of us really had. So I think I'm going to go for a 6.5 for Roos today, and that'll be my highest rating for him this season. Going on to the back three then, Jacob Bedu. I said last week I didn't necessarily think he was the same player he has been this season. I thought he was better today. I thought he won a lot of headers. And when it really got tough, with 10, 15 minutes to go when we had the lead, he did step up, he did win some headers, he got stuck in. And for the first time without Platt, I thought, yeah, Jacob Bedu, you've kind of, you've arrived this season. So good for him. I'm going to go 6.5 again. But again, if you watch this video, 5 is average, so it's well above the average. In the middle, McDonald. I did turn to George at one point and say, what happens between now and Matty Platt's return if McDonald gets injured? That's a concern for me. But he's not really done much wrong. Again, George said he thinks McDonald could have done a little bit better. I think for the first goal, or the only goal they scored, I think a lot of that actually comes on the Openda mistake, and everyone's out of position from then on. There's like a domino effect. I thought he was all right. I think he was pretty good today, 6.5. And then Al Joffrey, still not 100% convinced. Still need a bit more convincing with him. A decent performance, but nothing to shout about. Slightly weaker than the other two, in my opinion. Did get a few blocks in. And, you're looking at the other side, Bedu is now starting to build something with Nick Cerula. Al Joffrey's still not sure who he's going to be playing the games with. Who's they going to play in the halves with, to be honest, because Cotter's bought off at half-time. So he's still building relationships, isn't he? And he's had that Platt one changed with McDonald, whereas Bedu's sort of had a little bit more solid. I'm going to give him a 6, but it's slightly above average, We've conceded 1 goal today and it was a mistake. The rest of the game was fairly solid. A little above average, nothing spectacular from that back three, but it's good. Go on the left, Nick Cerula. I love him. Much quieter game today. I'm going to go for a 6 from him because defensively did what he needed to do. Attacking, a bit like the Bromley game, not a lot came down that side, to be fair to him. But it's just a solid performance from a side that has conceded 1 and not many more chances. Barry Cotter started on the right, was bought off at half-time. Don't know whether that was tactical. Trying to work it out. But Gordon comes on, and I'll go on to speak about Gordon very, very shortly when I get into the subs. And Gordon scores a winner, which is a hard goal to take. Cotter didn't do too much wrong in the first half. 6. Going into midfield to them, Norburn. I said last week as well on here in the player ratings, I want to see exactly what Norburn is going to offer, and I said on Thursday again, I want to see him in this game to see exactly what he's going to offer, and what he offered was good. He was really, really good. He allows other players to do what they want to do. He was, he's tenacious in the tackle. I thought he mopped up things really well. Nothing spectacular. He's not pinging 30, 40 yard diagonal balls. He's not picking out assists from 30 yards, dropping it over defenders. He's not having shots, but he's doing what he needs to do. And I thought it was a good performance from him today. Tranmere, when it's not been going well for us, it's not an easy place to come. They're doing all right this season. I'm going to give Norburn a 7, and I'm going to give his partner, Matty Palmer, a 7 as well. Built on last week as well, or not necessarily built, but equally as good as last week. Getting stuck in a lot more. Whether he's been told to do that, or whether he's looking at his partner in Norburn and thinking, I'm going to do the same, I don't know. But it's a good performance for both them midfield. They're solid. I think they're our midfield too going forward. I won't be upset to drop Openda in there, but Openda's got an assist, albeit a mistake. We'll go to that in a second, but an assist from that attacking mid position. And whilst Luke is out and whilst Hall's not brought into the squad, I think you probably go for those Norburn and Palmer as our midfield. Going to attacking, then Jones gets a 6.5 for me. Very, very, very quiet first half. Spoke to Jordan. Jordan said he wasn't sure how he performed and if it was a good enough performance. I still think he's finding his feet in that 10. I think it'll take a while. I do think it'll take a little while for him to find that. I don't think he's going to get put in the wing-back position at all this season. He's still a danger. He still gets crosses into the box. And you know what? It's fine margins with football, isn't it? If someone connects with a Jones cross, and and gets a goal, you're going to be talking about a Jones assist and probably give him like a point or a point and a half higher rating. Oh, it was decent there. I'm going to go 6.5. Eo Penda, huge mistake for the first goal. I know George spoke about this at half time, and I'm going to pin it all on him pretty much. I don't know why a player playing the 10 receives the ball there. It's obviously been how he's told to play, and then makes up for it. And I'm really glad he makes up for it, because the amount of drive and runs he makes, he deserves something. He gets the cross, and Dennis finishes it clinically. Someone in the pub here just likened it to a Macca assist. So yeah, really, really, really delighted for him. And yeah, I'm gonna go. I want to go 7. I'm gonna go. He made the mistake, didn't he? I'm gonna go 6.5, because the mistake, it would have been a 7 for him. We then go Dennis. Tylus gets a goal. Should have had a second. You back a player on a 1-on-1 that's got what, 5 and 4, I think it is, after his first goal, and you think you 1-on-1, you're going to score, you're going to slot it to the side or chip it over the keeper. He doesn't do that. I mean, I don't know if it counts as an assist these days in football. That shot rebounding, he's done well. I'm going to give him a 7. And that's our starting 11. Again, I say it every week. If I've missed anyone, let me know. Coming on to the subs, Gordon comes on at half time. He's my starter. I said that Thursday. He's got to start for me, and I start him again next week. He's got a goal. The ball is spinning away from him. As I spoke to Ben about full time, Ben that you would have seen at start. It's not an easy finish, and he's put it between 2 players, and I'm delighted for him, because he was completely outcast at the start of last season, wasn't he? Training supposedly with the B team or the youth squads. He's come back in. He's improved. He's made improvements this season, and he's got a goal. And I think that's a reward for how well he's played this season. Not outstanding, but he's shown improvements and he's shown willingness, and so I'm really happy for him. I'm going to go 7 for Gordon. Other subs that came on the pitch then, we saw Conor Grant. Didn't really see enough of him to give anything more than a 6, really. And then Alessandro Jata, the big one. The big player that we've wanted to come back. I've said previously, if he offers right, you sell the players, and I still stand by that, but he's not going to be sold. So you want to see him come back in, and how's his reaction going to be? How's his attitude going to be? And all this thing about him wanting to leave and things like that, that's all speculation. We don't know whether any of that's actually happened. So that's really important to say. There's just talk, and then talk about his agent online. We don't know if any of that speculation is true. I wanted to see if he was good enough to come back in and play how he did, and he looked fantastic when he came on. I've got to give it to him. The little back heel before Dennis's 1-on-1 miss and Gordon's finish is a really, really good bit of play. There's points where he's pouncing on their centre-backs getting the ball, and he's winning the ball back, and he's starting attacks, and he looked very, very, very hungry. He looked like a player that just loves to play football, when he'd had 5-6 games out in all competitions, and was like, I couldn't wait to be back on the pitch. And fair play to him. I thought he was really good when he came on. I'm going to give him a 7. For 45 minutes of action, he really, really did affect the play. I probably missed someone. I can't think of anyone else who did come on the pitch at this time, but put it in the comments if I've missed them. Really, really happy with that win. Things turn around a lot in football, and it had to be a big turnaround in the second half. It was. My big takeaways from today is we've won an away game. We've come from behind, which is massive, and we've held on, which is absolutely huge as well. Someone just mentioned to me, I think we're like nearly the joint top scorers in the league or something like that. That might be wrong, but that's outstanding if we are. 3 games without losing, 2 wins, a draw. The draw should have been a win, but for, let's be honest, I know you make your own look in football, a very, very unlucky Bromley goal, the deflection. I think it's moving in the right direction. Fleetwood next week. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your player ratings. Have I overrated? Have I underrated? Have I been fair? Let me know. It's a game of opinions. You can disagree with me. I can disagree with you. It does not matter. We've got 3 points. Happy for the team. Happy for Patterson. The pessimism we felt before the game is starting to lift. And, it's well deserved, well earned. But yeah, have a great rest of your weekend. Please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and on to Fleetwood.